Hey there, Rod Buckton here. Saturday morning, out in the trails, as you can see, having an absolute blast this morning. Trails are really, really wet. We've had lots of rain still here, but it just adds to the fun factor, and I'm just loving every minute of it. Have you ever wondered why you can't do certain things, or even why you can do certain things for that matter? Or has it just never entered your mind and you've just thought, well, that's just the way I am, that's just what I've got, I am what I am, can't change it, locked in, fixed, done and dusted? Well, those particular thoughts all come down to your story. And for me, until I learned about this stuff and understood this stuff, it was just out there for me. I just didn't appreciate it, didn't understand it, didn't even know it existed. But we all have a story. We all have certain things, certain little voices that go on in our minds that help us to do certain things or to not do certain things. And that all comes from different experiences that we've had in our lives that have helped shape the person and the people that we are. And that goes back from years and years, perhaps when you're a child, something might have happened, all the way through to something might have even happened last month. All these things are all impacting on the person you are, your experiences, and how your story about your life evolves and shapes the things you do. And off the back of that, we then develop habits and rituals and different ways of living to keep ourselves in line with that story. Let me give you an example. Mountain biking, one of the greatest activities that I've ever done. And I'll be doing mountain biking for as long as I live. But for me, when I first started out, it was all new, it was foreign, and at the time, I hadn't ridden a bike off-road for years and years. I grew up on a farm and we had lots of hills, up and down. We had bikes when we were kids, but bikes back then didn't have gears. And so as a kid, trying to ride a bike up a hill, lots of fun, down, ride up, not much fun at all. So our bikes were parked in the shed, and we got an old horse that we used to ride around, and then we got trikes, the old three-wheeled motorbikes, the super dangerous ones that they don't make anymore because they're so dangerous and so unstable. And so for me, cycling, or mountain biking in particular, when I first started out, was totally new, totally foreign, all new. And so I had to really start from scratch. The story in my mind about my ability to ride a bike off-road was pretty ordinary, to say the least, because I hadn't done it for a while. My confidence was really, really low, and riding off-road, as you know, it's undulating, it's uneven, there's rocks, there's stumps, there's holes, there's hollers, there's mud, there's all sorts of things, you name it. Lots of variation. So different to riding on the back streets, on the road, or anything like that. Totally different. So, as I said, my story about my ability to mountain bike was average at best, poor, really poor. So when I first started out, a few mates of mine, they'd been riding for a while, they had heaps of experience, heaps of knowledge, and were doing amazing stuff. They're probably riding BMX bikes all their lives. They were jumping, they were doing great turns, all this sort of stuff. They were fit. I could never keep up with them. So I started out rock bottom. It took me some time to rewrite my story, to change my story, to start to build some confidence on the bike about what I could do and what I couldn't do, and change those words in my mind that says, okay, you're coming up to a little rock garden here, what's the way to approach that? Don't put a foot down, have a crack, try to ride through, pick your line, work your way through, come out the other side, and a big fist pump at the other end that you made it, and a bit of a celebration for yourself. And you do that once, and you do it again, and you might mess a few up, but you do it again and again and again, and it just goes, and it just keeps building your confidence, rewriting the story about who you are, what you can and can't do, and you take it from there. Another thing on mountain biking is riding in the wet, and riding in the wet off-road totally different experience to riding when it's dry. Obviously when it's dry, it might be dusty and a bit slippery and slidey. But when it's wet, yes, it's slippery and slidey, but it's totally different. Your approach corner's different, the traction's different. Obviously you need to have good tread on your tyres. Slicks or ball tyres aren't going to help you one bit. So pick some good tyres, but practice your turns, practice the different ways that you ride on the trails, and watch your confidence build, rewrite your story, and get out and have fun. I'm having an absolute blast out here. We're in semi-isolation here now, not allowed to be around many people, and so I'm out here in the trails virtually on my own. There's a few guys I've seen down the road, all good, but I'm having an absolute blast, and you can do this too. Pick a few things, some bucket list stuff, some things you've always wanted to do, haven't had the chance to, and have a crack. Find some people that have done it before, talk to them, get a few tips, go out and do some of this stuff with a few of these people. Certainly have to keep in mind self-isolation and social distancing, all that sort of stuff now. It's super important, but try something new, try something different, step it up, take it to the next level, and have a ball. What's your adventure going to be today? Have a great day.